Hello, welcome to this video. My name is Stuart, I fly Sparkles and I go under the guise of CrayonBox Flying Adventures, which is now called CrayonBox Aviation Adventures. Hello and welcome to the studio. Yes, we are going to talk from the studio today. Recently, I made a video. Cross country, all the knobs and switches, everything you need to know about flying intercity. And this video was the trip back. As I said in that last video, we would be looking at whether or not there would be showers, whether the wind would affect us, and whether or not we'd be able to get back, what time we'd be leaving to come back to Maryborough from Bundaberg. It's about 35-40 minute flight at 80 knots, so distance is about 45 nautical miles.
Go.
Red line monitor. Go. Quality. Go. Voice sound. Go. Go lay safety officer. Go. Range, weather, safety. Go.
C, LD on channel 1. LC, you have permission to launch.
1. And anyway, this video is about that trip coming back. Unfortunately, the audio didn't work. This is why. Not sure why.
Charlie, can you get a 4466 at the front? Tricky 140 for Maryborough. Put there 300 feet on time to 3,500.
Obviously a bad connection in the microphone on the camera, but we still get the gist of it and it's worth watching because here we go. So the first thing we had to deal with was a bit of a crosswind. So as the aircraft departed, we had to turn into wind to maintain a direction on the path, on the track that we wanted to go, and craving into wind. So that was fine, but there was also an aircraft inbound, and also my mate had already taken off just before me, so he was already outbound travelling towards Maryborough. And I knew roughly where he was, and he'd climbed up to 3,500 feet, and I was on the way up there as well. So anyway, this aircraft is inbound. There's an RPT, which is a regular passenger transport aircraft. In this case, it was a Dash 8, a Q-Link Dash 8 inbound to Bundaberg. And I'd just departed directly from Bundaberg on the runway axis, runway 14, tracking for Maryborough. Therefore, both of us, my mate and I, were on an outbound track opposite to the inbound Q-Link Dash 8. So there was a bit of radio negotiation and a few decisions to be made along the way. And you won't see the aircraft, but I might be able to find it on flight radar or something for you just to show where we were at the time. Anyway, we negotiated the radio. So this all ties up again with the last video with cross country and how to go about making safe transits between cities. I departed Bundaberg Airport and Dave departed to the southeast. After I got airborne, there were radio calls between a Qantas aircraft, RPT, a regular passenger transport, coming into Bundaberg. They were currently around about Maryborough, our destination. And Dave and the inbound aircraft were talking and negotiating to pass each other. The Qantas aircraft was remaining above 5,000 and would remain above 4,500. It was on descent. It was obviously higher at the time over Maryborough. I thought, well, they normally do a straight-in approach, 5 mile or 10 mile final, whatever the case might be for them, into the runway that I've just taken off on, but contrary to my direction. So my departure sort of southeast meant that they would be coming in from the southeast directly in my path. So I made the decision, let's climb out and depart to the north. And the reason for me doing that was because I could see cloud ahead of me. Now, in a recent video, only a few videos ago on my channel, we talked about the arrival into Bundaberg and all the risks and switches and knobs and everything, how to mitigate the problems and the risks and the issues, and how to deal with your flying so that you can have a safe flight. So this video will be one of those examples, a perfect example of how to avoid conflict and how to deal with these situations on the fly, so to speak, as you negotiate the airways. So what happened? Well, I made a radio call to say that I was departing Bundaberg, and after Qantas had finished talking to Dave, who was southeast, he was up to, I think, 3,500 feet, and I was departing out to the north on a climb. Qantas started to talk to me, we negotiated, and I thought, yep, he's coming in. There was never a discussion about he would be joining a downwind for the same runway I just departed on, of all of the videos, to lose the audio. So anyway, we discussed things, and I said, okay, I'll go out to the north. Q-Link said that they would remain above 4,500. I would climb out to the north, and I was monitoring them on the EFIS, on the iPad navigation anyway, so that I could see them. Hopefully they could see me. So as we closed distance, we began to, well, I was looking at it thinking, this isn't going to plan. Where are they going? So we had a few more conversations, and I decided, oh, okay, all right, I see what you're doing. You're coming in downwind to join downwind for the circuit. So I'll now turn right, and I will head southeast away from your path and remain at 3,500. They were at 4,500 feet. So that's how you risk mitigate. So once we'd passed the Dash 8, we continued on our way, and I could see that there were clouds ahead, and they were kind of about the same altitude as what I wanted to be, and they were building up. And after a recent experience, probably late last year now, with turbulence and with building cloud, I didn't want to take a risk of going underneath it. In fact, I didn't even want to go alongside it as a result of what I discovered last year. So I made a beeline to go around it, and you can see on this video the actual flight path that I took to go around the cloud. And anyway, negotiated that correctly and safely as well. So once I was out to the north now, away from where I wanted to be, I had to turn south track towards Maryborough and basically begin a descent, make the radio calls to land at Maryborough. When I landed, I basically joined a base, and then runway 12 on the grass was the wind direction, the safest way to land. After landing, we taxied in. My friend was there and he says, "Where have you been? Out having a fun flight?" And I said, "Not really, I've been avoiding turbulence and cloud potentially." So it all worked out good in the end, but that is what we have to deal with when we're cross-countrying. We're always looking for the safe alternatives, the safest way to get there, and that's what we do. So flying any kind of aircraft is pretty much the same when it comes to cross-country navigation, avoiding the hazards, avoiding the aircraft, avoiding the weather, dealing with weather, deciding on the weather, all the decisions. Flying an aircraft at any time is a constant process of making decisions and making them on the fly. Pardon the pun, double pun, but anyway, that's all good. And so it's just a case of the more knowledge and the more experience that you have, the better your decision making can be. So what you need to do is get out there, get flying, get some experience. Don't go into stupid conditions, just take them mildly if you want to. But that is the only way you can cross country, is to learn and get experience and learn safety. And as I spoke about in the last video, use the Swiss cheese model to find ways to mitigate the risk so that you find a layer in your model, in your decision making process, that will block a potential accident so that you don't go through the Swiss cheese right through to the incident at the end of it. I hope that's been helpful. I hope it's been fun, and I hope you've enjoyed watching that video. I hope you like my new studio setup. This is my new outfit. This is what we're doing when we have to do an on-camera video. Anyway, cheers, see you later, and we'll see you in the next video.